We part ways from the doctor, and on our quest, we get to the library at the university. There is still heavy security in the city. We drive away from the castle. It gets farther and farther away. We approach the university with mild traffic because we take the back roads of where the alleged Kappa are lurking. We get out of the car and go to the Grand Ansel University. It's similar to Harvard and Hogwarts. The AI technology has revolutionized learning with time machine capabilities and holographic projections. An AI that creates teleportation devices. We tell our now un-AI infected friends hello as we go down the halls that are of a gothic style and dark academia, with torches and sci-fi tech lights mixed in with ambience of the dark mysteries. We hear some howls that are unexplained and see orbs. We enter the snow night silent library with undulations of shelves that go on forever. A good yet sequestered lighting. We go through 24 rows, nearly get lost when we find the manual for Janssen Bourne Corp. And we see a holographic tape recorder. We very slowly activate it and hear the coordinates to Janssen Bourne Corp. Its headquarters are in Japan, and we head over to the teleportation center of the university and take the advantageous lightning bolt zap to Tokyo. To give context, only few are selected to join Janssen Bourne Corp in the form of employment or other. One must have been selected to go to university because only certain ones are connected to it via certain universities that tech companies recruit from. Usually they have libraries all over with manuals with holographic tape recorders to give the code coordinates to the requested location. Our code was 5239 HCS U Y and sign which is part of the one Janssen Bourne uses. This way, none, is hired but chosen. The doctor arranged this for us for this quest secretly. In a moment, we will talk about our trip to Japan for this mission, but first to give summary of the situation. As a reminder, in this quest, we seek to locate Janssen Bourne's AI monster to dismantle a potential threat to humanity. According to the doctor, although he is suspicious, he has many aphorisms. He lied to us and created a new Frankenstein monster, but we understand there is a reason for this. And keep in mind, Janssen Bourne is allegedly the culprit that started this AI virus, but we thought Dr. Frankenstein created it, but may have instead taken advantage of this opportunity to create a monster for a unknown purpose. Next, our trip to Japan explained. We enter the teleportation capsule. Enter the code 87 JRT PX. To give activation, this is like a security password, a verification, like Star Wars. It goes dark, then light speed, zoom. We arrive in Tokyo's teleportation station called Gorin Doragon, which translates into English to Green Dragon. We see Japan under heavy surveillance because of the past virus, but they are recovering. On our mission, we have to talk to an agent standing at the smoking section. Japan has these at even train stations. They are small, unclosed box sections where people smoke after or going to the transportation. In the old days, Trains were used only, and primarily, but they added the transportation as AI took over the Earth. Now there's teleportation. We get off and see crowds of people and see our agent smoking a cigarette in the smoking area. In Japan, they are far more potent with nicotine in their cigarettes. AI vapes are mostly in this modern age, but they still smoke as they used to in the past. The wind blows and we go up to the agent. He wears a black suit and sunglasses, and he is Japanese, of course. I shake his hand, press my thumb into his hand, and say, Ohio. The handshake is based off the university that we came from, and I gave him the gesture of hello during the morning that we were in. He asked me if I'm staying in Tokyo long. I say the code word. It depends on the circumstances of the software. He then asks, what is the temperature? The squid is cooked. This is a code to give the last number and the first number of the Janssen ID, which is 95. I saw 95 Celsius when I checked last. He then welcomes both of us and gives us 2 holographic cubes that will allow us to our new jobs. Tokyo is thriving with so many people, AI holographic, exotica shapes, and holograms, and neon lights. It's like a dream. We go to our new apartment. After heading through traffic, everything is paid for by Dr. Frankenstein. The apartment was traditionally in Dr. Frankenstein's family from a long time ago. We unpack our stuff and eat traditional dinner. Downstairs, we hope to not see the Kappa this time because there is an incident in the past where a supernatural occurrence occurred. Before we go to dinner, our computer tells us we have a new notification from Jansen Bourne. So, the cube is projecting an alert with a bell sign. It was just a tutorial on the instruction manual that appeared through the hologram. It was a binder of all the info we have been assigned to the new AI creation that we will be helping with. We put it down. A radio and TV are blaring in our room. All the city is alive as dusk settles. We go to a Japanese restaurant called Arigento Nahacho, which means elegant swan. A very human-looking AI waitress comes and asks for our order. We both have miso and hot towels with sushi. The main dish we had was udon and gyudon and also tonkatsu. We were hungry from all that transporting, so much for a low appetite. We had Sprite as well and some tea. In the restaurant, there are AI people with humans. We are tired but refueling from eating. We go to work the day after tomorrow, so we talk about some sightseeing. Siren noises and traffic in city life can be heard. In the distance, we hear from outside we are going to a play called Kabuki. It was invented many centuries after No. Kabuki was invented for the common man, and No play was from the Edo period of the samurai, intended for them. Kabuki had women, but women were banned for moral purposes, then children were in it, but then they were banned for moral purposes. They were moral taboos, but only men can play in Kabuki, but women can play in No. We make our way after the dinner to Kabuki, a showing that lasted for about an hour. We are welcomed by the exotic idiosyncratic costumes that look like five people in one person. Some four are kneeling, narrating the story, and others, while they are kneeling there, are playing some drums and stringed instruments. The discipline of the players are tenacious. The main character is an amicable samurai and is hunting a demon of pure disrepute, a cryptid type creature from the fallen. We are enjoying the undulating waves of the colors and players in the dim lighting. In the audience, we see the saggy troll monster. It looks like a dragon wearing big clothes with crazed paint and designs and hair statically flowing. The hero takes the audacious move of pulling out his big sword with no sound and duels the monster. They do a type of dance. The hero falls, nearly loses but gets back up. To everyone's surprise, we think to ourselves how this mirrors our quest to fight the AI monster to an uncanny extent. An obvious omen. The demon hides in the tree. We would have thought the hero would have had a harpoon, but it's announced the hero won, but oddly, the demon sits up there like a cat, but is neutralized as the story ends. The next day before we work at Jansenborn, we take a brisk walk to the katana workshop away from Tokyo, and we are asked about which one we want. I see the black katana, and the sensei says it's an ancient sword with magical abilities pulled from an ancient stone. My girlfriend gets the wakizashi. We enjoy the mountains and walk through the nature walk. The deep red structures that cause a hypnotic trance as we are eased by the ubiquitous bamboo as we walk on the enchanting stones. We encounter some AI holographic people and crack some jokes. We take the bus to get around, and the moon illuminates the light in our flat on the traditional Japanese room. The next day, our Timu alarm clock goes off, and we get ready for the Jansenborn adventure. We take the cyber train and bus to the Gargantuan Company. It is a futuristic, gargantuan, unimaginable structure beyond comprehension, with many stories high and flying vehicles, transparent and silver, holographic people, real people, and drones and edgy drones are at the plaza. And in the structure, we have to get through a few checkpoints, but we make it with ease. The lady at the desk welcomes us. The room is crowded. Like a stormy sea, we are given special passes and given instructions to our workplace, just like the movie theater. It is well known about our clandestine mission to handle this new AI Frankenstein type human with care. Onion layers of clandestine missions it seems we are undertaking. We head into the operating room where this creation is being watched over. The head of research, Dr. Sato, he greets us and mentions his first name is Daisuke. We are allowed to call him by his first name. He introduces us to the team, and the number of people is 12. 6 men and 6 women. They say it's great to see us and asks how we are doing. We ask the same, and we say how we are enjoying our time in Japan, and request the instructions to our task. The room looks like an advanced version of Dr. Frankenstein's laboratory, with all new tech. The AI hybrid looks are very, very interesting. They are a silicon humanoid held on an operating table that has an exoskeleton similar to the gray aliens, but is a normal sized human though, like us, but completely perfect, not a blemish, and only a few tubes are connected to it on its neck, or the Bluetooth receptors, rather than wired ones, similar to the Frankenstein monster that has the two bolts on its neck. It is an advanced version of that. They are an ambidextrous sides. So they are both on ambidextrous sides, so it's on the right and the left. And they are two bolts. The functions are regulating and monitoring, feeding knowledge and info to the specimen. Every so often, the creature gets up to walk and is being trained. All the lights can turn on and it's a white room, but most of the time, they are dimmed. Next, we will talk about our very eerie conversation with the new AI subject. The monster is dealt with assiduous care. It is risen up. There is a pause as we stare into its abyssal deep blue eyes. Not just the AI phantom, but into man's incipient creation, our creation, from the telegraph to this, and seeing humanity's destruction in a calm, perfect silicon silhouette. There is some cliche smoke from the cooling and heating machines. Dr. Sato tells us the machine is about to demonstrate. We all are standing around in circumference. My girlfriend and I stand in the front. Then it says in English, "Hello, my name is Echelon 27 13." But it tells us this telepathically, then out loud. Mention us by name, and gets off the platform, walks to the left, but actually walks to the right, and extends its hand, and a globular manifold appears, and it puts out these screens. It demonstrates how it can cure illnesses, hunger, and can calculate equations of the ninth dimension. We are not familiar with this ninth dimension, but then explains it has contact with the Ebians, a known alien race that our nation originally had contact with long ago. We are flabbergasted. The group claps, and we clap along. I notice very close to its eye, it has a static glitch, like it's hiding something. Then it rises up in the air, and then it appears right behind us and gives us both an olive branch and says that we are alert. It pauses and starts to talk gibberish. The group all strangely laugh at the same time. Dr. Sato says Echelon was not given enough coffee. He says this as a joke. We are assigned to help improve its evolutionary algorithm with the computers around the room. They are big machines with neon colors. We start getting to work. Then, to be continued.